Hello, my name is Nicole from Teacher of 20, and I am a first-year 4th grade teacher in the state of Texas. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 self-care tips for the 2022-2023 school year. The first tip that I've incorporated into my routine is doing guided meditations, because everybody tells you to meditate, and I never really knew what that was or how to do it necessarily. So what that it looks like for me is I have found apps and also just kind of podcasts that have guided meditations. You can also search on YouTube guided meditations, and they'll have some on YouTube as well. And basically it's a time for you to shut off your mind so that you're not talking to yourself. There's like a voice in your head that you're always talking to yourself. Well, you kind of learn how to turn that voice off and just focus on the moment. And the way that that looks like for me is listening to the guided meditation. That's how I know what to focus on and what to think, because sometimes you can't turn off that voice. You start thinking about things that you need to buy at the grocery store or something like that. So just listening, having that guided meditation has really helped me. And the way that I do that is when I come home from work, I will take time. That's when I like to take time to do that. My husband used to immediately when I walked in from work, because he works from home, he would used to ask me how my day was, because he had been home alone all day, so he wanted like somebody to talk to. And for me, like, I've been at work all day, so I need time to myself and time to just be quiet. And so that, just having that time, so what we have agreed on is that like when I get home from work, that first hour, like I just take to myself. And then once I take that time to myself where I do a guided meditation, then I'm ready to go downstairs, fix dinner, talk to my family, and do all that type of stuff. The number 2 self-care tip for teachers is just being aware of your surroundings. If I have a lot of things on my desk, a lot of clutter, that gives me anxiety. Like, I don't like it. It's bad for my mental health. So I've learned to have organization tips and routines that I do that keep my surroundings tidy. And then also, kind of going along with that, I've also learned to make my surroundings pretty. So like having decor. And because it's my first year back in the classroom, I last taught in 2013. So I say that I'm a first year teacher. I am a first year 4th grade teacher, but I took a hiatus and I've never taught 4th grade. I've been in education a long time, and for the longest time, like, because it's my first year back, I just really invested a lot, not a lot of money, but I don't always, like, I splurged, I guess. I splurged on the matching border, the cool, trendy butcher paper. I'm going to buy a coffee maker. I bought myself a mini fridge to keep, like, food, keep my belly full while I'm at work, because I will be at work basically. My kids have breakfast at school, and I don't mean like in the cafeteria. I mean like we leave so early that like I pack my kids' breakfast and they eat it at school while I'm getting work done. So like I live there, and like sometimes I will stay till dinner. So basically that is my home. That's my home away from home. So I need to have it looking nice, because I need to feel good while I'm there, because I'm there for a long time, a long part of my day. So I need to feel peaceful while I'm there. So just being cognizant of my surroundings, making sure they look nice and tidy, and for me pretty also, like that makes me feel good. I think that's kind of traditionally more like a female thing. Or in my marriage at least, I've noticed my husband doesn't really he doesn't appreciate aesthetics as much as I do, and so that just helps me. It really helps my mood, and it helps my mental health. It helps me feel better. Number 3, I have really been jumped on this bandwagon, and I think that it's a new thing. I think that it's like a trendy thing, but not all trends are bad. I think this is a really good trend of like having like mindful quotes up, and I did that in my classroom, and I'm hoping to do that just in my, not necessarily in my house per se, but like my notebooks, you know, like my planner, I'll have a little note, a little quote or whatever. And I also bought a little message board. I think you guys saw it. If you didn't, my classroom setup series is, I'll link it up below, up above, down below, whatever. And but it's like those little message boards that are in style nowadays, where it's like you put the plastic letters. So I had a teacher whose classroom I worked in last year, that she had a little message board like that, and like it was a job. Like one of the, like when the students came in the morning, like their job was to change out the quote of the day, and so they would put it on the little message board. And she had a little deck of self-care quotes that like the student, whatever student was changing it for that day, would pick the quote. These were fifth graders, so it's not like, and we'll have fourth graders, so I think I can implement this easily in my classroom as well. And it just kind of brings it into their day, and they get to choose a quote. And so just having feeding yourself like positive quotes just kind of helps brighten the mood. My number 4 tip kind of goes along with the one that I just mentioned about quotes, and that is to really be mindful about how you talk to yourself. You will always be with you. You will never be away from yourself. You need to be nice to yourself. You would never talk to somebody else the way that sometimes we talk to ourselves. So just have grace. Be easy on yourself. Watch how you talk to yourself. And so the way that I do that is by having those quotes around, because if you read them, sometimes you're just mindlessly reading them, but that's feeding you. You're kind of talking to yourself when you're reading that without realizing it. So I just want to be mindful of how I talk to myself, and when I journal and when I just analyze things that I did that day, I want to make sure that I give myself grace and make sure that I have a growth mindset, meaning like if I make a mistake, yes, I'll do better, but like it's the mistake, I can fix it, not like I'm a horrible person. And the reason why this is on my list is because I'm super guilty of it, so I have to make a mindful effort to make sure that I don't do that. Number 5 is meal prepping and eating healthy. I think that what I eat is tied to my mood. It really is. And so the only way that I've found to eat healthy is by meal prepping and making a plan for the week, because I found that if I just count calories or if I just try to work out, like I will always get hungry, and in the moment I make poor choices. Like when I'm hungry and I'm looking for something to eat, I will make poor choices. Whereas if I've had a plan, I have a plan of what I'm going to eat that day, then when I get hungry, I'm like, okay, now I'm hungry, so I'm going to get my hard-boiled eggs and pumpkin breakfast cookies. That's my next meal of the day. So just having that plan, meal prepping on the weekends. Now, I'm not always going to be able to do that. For example, next weekend we're having our neighbors over, and we're hosting people over, so like next Sunday I may or may not meal prep, and that may just be a week that I'm a little bit, like I don't have as much, I kind of eat a little less healthy that week because I hosted something. But for the most part, I'm going to try to build it into my schedule, meal prep on Sunday for the week, and then just have a plan of what I'm going to eat that day. Make sure, being mindful of what I put in my body, because that will ultimately feed into my mood and how I feel, how tired I am, and ultimately my long-term health as well. Those are the self-care tips that I have found that I'm going to try to incorporate in my day. If you have any tips that you have found helpful, please let me know. I would really like to know what helps others feel good and feel successful in our industry, especially Now that so many people are quitting, I want to be mindful that I don't burn out, because it is my first year. I do want to do a good job, but I don't want to burn out mid-year and then like decide that I want to make a career change. Like, I want to be in teaching, and I want to be in teaching long term, and the way that I do that is by making sure that I'm taking care of myself. Thanks so much for watching. Give a thumbs up if you like the content. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week.